Welcome back to Texas Motor Speedway. It's Justin Marks out in front. He has complained about a potential engine problem, but it has not slowed him down. As a matter of fact, he continues to set the fastest lap times around this mile-and-a-half racetrack.
Craig Ghost, once he got by his teammate Nelson Piquet Jr., now is running very comparable lap times to what Justin Marks is. These guys now are getting close to their pit window. If the caution were to come out right now, they've completed 37 laps. They can run about 60 to 70 laps. So right now, I think if the caution flag were to come out, everybody would come to pit road and probably have enough fuel to get to the end if we would go green.
I talked to Tony Liberati before the race, and he made the comment, oh, problems once again. This time it's the 35 of Tom Birdie.
Coming off turn number 2, you see a lot of damage to the front of Tom Birdie's car. Caution flag will now come out. We will get to see if these leaders will make their pit stop. I'm sure they all will. Put tires on and have enough fuel to go to the distance if we were to go green the rest of the way.
Again, Tom Birdie's accident on the backstretch. Safety crews get to him. Hard contact on the front of that race car. It's a difficult turn coming out of turn 2. If you get loose, it's really hard to get the handle back, Phil.
It really is, and you have very little room. You see, that's the racetrack. The white line is the racetrack, so you have very little apron. See Tom moving around on the car. That's a good sign. Rick, let's take a look back at what may have caused Tom to get turned around coming off turn 2. You see him there. That's him right in the middle of our screen. He just gets a little bit loose and straight into the inside wall. Let's take another look at what happened. It's going to be right to the left of your screen. He's going to come in view here. He gets a little bit sideways.
One good thing to look at here, there's a safer barrier right where he hits.
Yeah, watch the safer barrier give right here. You see that safer barrier give a little bit.
It absorbs some of that impact.
Yeah, without a doubt. That's one of the best things to come along in a long, long time in our sport. So there's another view. See him just get a little bit loose. Looks like he may have. He knew that there were some faster cars coming. I think maybe he turned the wheel to try to give them some more room coming off turn 2 and lost the back end. There's Tom getting out of that car. Great to see. Now we have our leaders coming down pit road.
So Tom Birdie will climb out of the number 35 and looks like he'll walk over to the ambulance. Here comes the field onto pit road, Wendy.
And our leader, Justin Marks, really likes to see this caution. Other than the vibration in the engine, he also has a little bit free in the middle. That's what he wants to fix. That's going to be 4 tires and some slight adjustments for the 32 of Justin Marks. Right next door to him, Craig Ghost in second. It's going to be 4 tires and absolutely no adjustments for the 81 car. He is very pleased with his race car, Jim.
4 tires and the track bar and air pressure adjustment, a slight one for Nelson Piquet, currently second or third on the racetrack, excuse me. The first pit stall way down at the end of pit road. Talking him down pit road, veteran spotter Mark Kalanoff. Mike Kalanoff is the spotter for Matt Kenseth on race day on Sundays. He talked him in, told him not to speed, easy in, easy out, and Piquet is down and away. It looks to be about 4 or 5 car spots he lost on pit road.
Great race off of pit road. Looks like Justin Marks will have to work his way by a few more cars. This is why we're under caution number 4. Tom Birdie coming out of turn number 2 loses the back end into the inside wall. We'll be back with more. Saturday, April 24th, Rolex Sports Car Series will thunder through the gentle landscape of Virginia. The legendary Virginia International Raceway. Pruitt and Rojas will continue their quest for the championship. Don't miss the Rolex Sports Car Series from VIR, April 24th, 2 p.m. only on Speed. Good crowd here in the infield enjoying the ARCA Racing Series. Let's go back down to pit road and Wendy Venerini.
Justin Marks, who came in the leader on that pit stop, is out in 6th right now. He still has the motor issues, but really what held him up on that pit stop was just a slow stop on the left-hand side with the tire, some issue on the pit stop. So that's what put Justin Marks in 6th on this restart. Jim.
Real quick, Wendy, when they left pit road, the 6th car of Nelson Piquet looked like he might have lost a few spots, but they reviewed the tape and they gave him some spots back. So Nelson Piquet did beat out the 51 of Buescher off of pit road, but they gave him the spot between the 29 of Finley and the 51 of Buescher. So a call made by the officials to put him back in line in 3rd on this restart.
But how about nice pit work by Eddie Sharp's guys for Craig Gose? Get that 81 car out in the lead.
Very good work on pit road. I'm impressed with Nelson Piquet early on in this race. A 1.5-mile racetrack is very demanding, and he's holding on to a top 3 spot. Green flag back in the air. Craig Gose with a great restart. Brings the field to the stripe.
Piquet looks to the outside of Chad Finley. Not quite enough room there that time. There's James Buescher, the 51, going to look to the inside of Nelson Piquet Jr. Oh, trouble.
That spot
Contact.
away.
Mikey Kyle got into his teammate Steve Arpin. They straightened it out.
Mikey Kyle has been sliding all over the racetrack today. Right behind him, the 4 of Ricky Carmichael. You notice the inside line. Again, I want to remind you, the ARCA Racing Series, the inside line is the lap down cars. The outside line on the restart is the lead lap cars. And there's a battle for the 2nd spot.
Great battle. James Buescher now takes over the 2nd spot from Chad Finley. Remember, you mentioned he only got 4 or 5 laps of practice, lost an engine. Those guys spent the rest of the practice getting that engine changed. They weren't very good. They didn't feel like in practice, so they made some great changes.
Chad Finley moving up the racetrack just a bit in that number 29. Right behind him on his back bumper, here comes Justin Marks.
Glances to the outside for just a moment. Chad Finley ran a limited amount of races last year. Actually sat on the pole for our final race last year at Rockingham. Remember, the 29 car is a car owned by Brad Keselowski.
Currently running in the 3rd spot as he lost a position to the 51.
Remember, we talked about the 25 of Mikey Kyle getting into his teammate. Look right side of your screen. That's Mikey Kyle, the 25. Steve Arpin, the 55. They make a little contact. Steve does a nice job. Doesn't even hardly get out of shape. Mikey Kyle, though, saves his car right in front of Ricky Carmichael.
And you've got to be cautious of maybe a left rear going down on that 55 with the contact that was made. Out in front of this field, it's Craig Gose once again in the 81. A very impressive pit stop for that team has put him out in front of the field. And now he is dominating as he goes by the stripe. It is 1.9 seconds the differential between he and James Buescher, who's running 2nd.
Craig has a little momentum on his side. Came off his best career finish at Salem last week. Was 4th quickest in practice. Great operation. Remember, that's a championship winning operation of Eddie Sharp Racing.
They feel like they have got everything in line. Problems once again. This time it's the 82 of Sean Corr. Into the inside wall hard. You see the debris up the racetrack. Here's one trying to avoid. He'll slide back up the racetrack. That is the 12 of Russ Duggar. He keeps out of any other vehicles, gets it straightened back out.
Could have easily went head on into the outside wall. Did a nice job of getting the brakes and stopping that car before he did.
There's the damage to the 82 of Sean Corr, though. That brings out our 5th caution.
Sean was one of the cars that was on the lead lap, had a top 15 run going. A lot of damage, though. It looks very similar to Tom Birdie's car, the 35 car that hit that inside wall coming off turn 2 a little while ago.
As we are now at the halfway point of this race, out in front, Craig Gose. And problems for Sean Corr in the 82. Let's take another look.
He's already made some contact. See the 12 of Russ Duggar decides to go to the inside, loses the back end, but does a nice job holding the brakes on that car. He had some other traffic coming along the outside. See Sean, he just gets a little bit loose right behind the 44 Frank Kimmel. Then he tries to chase it up the hill, loses control, comes down off the banking into the outside, much like Tom Birdie did.
Yep, hits that safer barrier, just the beginning of it on the inside wall. Does a lot of damage to the inside. And there you see Russ Duggar in that 12 wanting to go to the inside, but carrying a lot of speed, got sideways.
We have the advantage of being up high there. There was a lot of smoke probably from Sean's car when Russ Duggar came along. You see the smoke right there. That smoke's a lot worse for those drivers coming than it is for us looking at from this angle.
It looks like Russ Duggar was coming up behind Rob Brent as well. Makes a little contact with that inside wall. was on the back bumper of the 36 and looked like he was trying to avoid that. And then all of a sudden there was the 82 of Sean Corr. So continued even further to the inside, but kept it straight.
Russ Duggar turned the wheel so hard that that's why he lost the back end as he went to the inside of Sean Corr.
A lot of damage to the front end of the 82. That will be, I'm sure, the end of the day for Sean Corr as he will go behind the wall and into the garage. It's Krengos out in front of the field now. James Buescher chasing. Chad Finley, Justin Marks running fourth, and Nelson Piquet rounding out our top 5. Sean Corr, wild ride into the inside wall, brings out our 5th caution.